All right, what's good, YouTube? So today I got a pretty simple beat for us. Yeah, pretty simple beat for us today. So pretty much this the whole purpose of this video is just to kind of show you guys how to make a melodic beat, 2023 melodic beat. So it's just kind of update from the melodic beat that I made earlier last year, I think it was. Probably made it around this time last year, if not the end of 21. Either way, this is just kind of a revamped style of the melodic beats. I actually use this beat as an example to show you guys how to mix maybe about 2 weeks ago. So a couple people asked me about this beat in particular. So with melodic beats, the thing that you want to do is, like I've always said, is just pick very unique and interesting sounds, stuff that you kind of tweak and play with, add some effects and things of that nature, and kind of alter it to make it sound a little bit more complex than what it actually is. I've mentioned that several times. So the way that I achieve this is using a lot of ARPs, pads, synthesizers, things like that. I don't use just plain Jane noises like something like a pluck or a bell because it's just like it's an instantaneous sound. So it's like it hits and then that's it. I need something that kind of uh, reverbs or kind of takes up space is what I would call it. Takes up space within the melody range. So the first melody that we got is this one here. Now, as you can tell, it's just a really simple pad, a really simple layout for patterns. So it's just an ARP mixed with like a pad type of sound. So that's why you hear like the bubbly type of sound where it's kind of consistently moving, but then you hear like the of the pad that's back there too. So it's like a combination of an ARP and a pad. So that kind of is like my bass sound. Like that's kind of like the filler. That's like your background noise is kind of what fills up and takes up space when other things are playing and you're taking out different elements. So you want to make sure you kind of have like a full sounding beat. So make sure all three, four, five, six, however many melodies you have all kind of go together. But when one's taken out or a couple are taken out, it still feels full, sounds full, and is a thicker sounding beat, if that makes sense. So we're gonna move on to the next one. This one is just a simple little melody that I made for this. I can't remember the sound that I actually used or anything like that, or what style of sound. But just keeping everything pretty consistent, keep everything in the same key, the same notes and whatnot, is very key. And then just being very unique with how you actually make your melodies. So don't do just one, two, three type melodies like how, like, say, for example, Metro Boomin does a lot of melodies that are really, really, really simple. Like they're literally one, two, three type beats. Like you might have a note here and then one, two, three right here, and then a note here, then one, two, three right here, and he just half puts it in half speed, adds some crazy effects and stuff like that, and that's really about it. But you want to be very unique with the style of melodies that you're making, so that it sounds unique and it sounds very trippy, kind of out there and very melodic. So this is the sound that I have for that. And if you notice with the melodic melodies, they're not the same. So the melodic melodies, how I and what I mean by the same is like, yeah, I've shown you guys to make your patterns in 8 bar loops, so it's easier for you to lay out the arrangement, right? So my first 4 bars and my last 4 bars, they're very similar, but there's little differences and nuances. So it sounds like the beat is like, for lack of better terms, it sounds like the beat is traveling, like it's actually moving and changing as you listen to it, but it still has a repetitive sound to it because of course that 8 bar loop is going to come back all the way around again, and they'll start from the beginning and you hear it. But as you listen through the 8 bar loop, it kind of like travels and sounds different as you listen to it. That's one key thing to keep these beats melodic, because if you notice, most mainstream songs and beats and things of that nature sounds like very, very simple and very, very repetitive, like one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, like back to back over and over again with a bunch of effects. Whereas on the melodic ones, you want to do something a little bit different, more spaced out, kind of spacey and airy sounding, and not so structured is how you get the achieve that melodic sound. So we're gonna go to melody three. And if you notice, what I've done here is on melody one, I made a pad like a background with some arps, something that sticks that's going to consistently play and be in the background and just kind of be like a filler. Then I've got my main melody that kind of is present and prominent but very melodic sounding. And then I have a third melody that is actually a duplicate of the second one, but it's an arp, and it kind of makes the sound feel like it's moving, and it makes the same melody sound different even though it's the same. So that's one key thing that I've noticed is to sometimes you duplicate the same sound, right? But you change what the actual sound is, and therefore it gives it a different sound, a different type of texture to the beat, right? So then we're going to go to melody four. Melody four is just some other chords and some things of that nature, just kind of fill in the gaps in between the spaces when one melody isn't playing. It kind of fills in the gaps when this is playing. So this is what I got here for that. And if you notice, all the melodies and all the arps and everything all are kind of have like that weird ambient trippy type vibe, something that's kind of like really spacey and airy, almost like floating around. You want to make sure you pick the very unique sounds. Now, a good way to kind of keep this melodic sound, but you can always switch it up. So all of my melodic sounds kind of sound more upbeat and kind of happier, right? You can do this same concept, but use obviously different notes, different keys, and make it dark. So you can have the dark melodic sound, you can have the light melodic sound, you got something in between. But to overall get the melodic sound, this is how you structure it. This is how you set it up. This is how you're able to create that. And it's by being unique with the melodies that you currently create to create this beat. So now we're just going to move on from here. So to kind of move on with the melodic sound, you want to make everything unique. So I made some extremely unique hi-hat patterns, clap, snares. I used different snares, different perks, different types of 808s. Nothing major, nothing crazy. You know what I mean? But just simple things and simple little tweaks to make it very unique. So here's the hi-hat pattern. And then obviously you got your clap, just a generic clap, nothing special. Then we got snares. Then I got another snare in there. This little perk sound. And again, if you notice, these are all very different sounds than what I would normally kind of be using for my normal style, right? But it still sounds like me. So you want to make sure you still maintain and capture your own sound, right? So then I, threw these 808s in there. Now, the key thing to making melodic sounds is being kind of melodic with your 808. So your 808 is actually an instrument. So the tones and the different sounds that it makes at different octaves and different notes, use those to your advantage. Use that as a way to kind of add to the melodies as well. So with this in particular, if you notice, I did the same kind of setup. My first four beats or my first four bars sound a little bit different than the last four bars as far as the 808 goes, but it still reloops and cycles and sounds normal. But if you notice, again, this whole way through, every melody, every sound, every beat, or every instrument that I added, it kind of changes from the first four melodies to the last four melodies so that it sounds like the whole beat is constantly moving and it's a little bit different, but it still has that repetitive cycle so it can repeat and you can turn it into a full blown song. So one thing that I noticed early in my earlier years is when I would make these types of beats, I wouldn't necessarily make it to where it would be the best beat for like a mainstream song because it wouldn't necessarily loop the way that I want it. It would sound really good for like freestyle type beats, like it consistently moved and consistently changed as the beat went on, which is why my beats in the beginning were like 2 minutes and some change to at most 3 minutes, whereas now I'm making them a little bit longer, but they sound more structured. But that was also due to the fact that I didn't know how to structure as well. Now that I know, I can keep the melodic sound, structure it properly, and now I can create a hit song or a hit beat that is going to loop properly. It's going to sound like something that you would hear in a club or in a bar, in a strip club, or wherever it is, or on the radio. So having the right sounds and learning how to structure your sounds properly is going to be very key. Then instead of using a crash, I use this little knock sound. And so just making things a little bit different. So let's go ahead and check out what we got and see what this all sounds like put together. And then obviously it'll reloop and drop again. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the basics of how to make a melodic beat. This is pretty much how I make all my melodic beats, just kind of weird, different, trippy type of sounds and whatnot. Making sure I'm very unique with my instruments, how I place things, how I lay it out, how I structure it. Everything is very key and very important. Make sure once you get the solid foundation and the basics of how to do this, how to make a beat, and how to make the sound that you're looking for, making stuff like this comes with like second nature. It's like second hand to me. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I just wanted to keep it short and simple. Super Bowl Sunday, so whoever you got your team, whoever's your team, I hope they win. Good luck to you. If you got some money on it, hey, have a good time. Hope you win. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy yourself and the rest of your Sunday. I'm not going to take too much more of your time. We'll keep this one kind of short. You can find me on all social media. Milan Makes Beats. If I got it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. And so that's really about it, guys. So like and comment in the videos, on the videos. If you like the video, like them. If you dislike them, dislike them. Either which way, just interact with the video so that the algorithm begins to work in my favor, like it has been. And we'll just keep going up from here, man. I appreciate the love and support, and I hope that continues. If you guys want to see anything else at all at any point in time, just drop it in the comment section. I'll go ahead and make you guys a video. That's all I got for you guys for this here Sunday. Y'all enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. Go eat some food. Have some drinks, be safe, have fun, party. And that's all I got for you guys. Peace.